Welcome back, everyone, to I hope we're going to be finishing this court case now. Not really. I mean, in this little session right here. Not this episode necessarily, but just this little session. I hope we don't have to take another recess, because these recesses, man, oh boy. Now then, are you ready, everyone? Are you ready for me to say things and then not to read them? Because you know what? I don't read off a script. I just say whatever I feel like saying, because why not? Will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? And also just do a breakdance for no reason. I don't know.
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor, and unlike you, Judge, I actually read my lines perfectly. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. ... Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. ... Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Gant, you're going down, man.
Gant and the fabrication.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Yeah, that's baloney. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital defense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright! You've got to help her! She's sacrificing herself because of me! Well, what if she's telling the truth? She's not! I know my own sister! Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. ... Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
Well, don't worry, Phoenix, I'll do that for you.
The defense may begin its cross-examination. Do I get my 5 strikes back by any chance? I do. Awesome. I worked alongside Gant for years. Oh, did you now? I bet I have proof that you haven't! Maybe you've only been working there for 2 years and you just... Maybe that whole SL9 thing was your first case together. Trial... Did I say Trial Ladder 2? It doesn't actually say right there. Oh, well, anyway, whatever. Nope! Not saving twice, anyway. Okay, did you now? How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. He went, "No!" earlier. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. ... I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. Oh. Are you sure about that? I mean, I don't know. Whatever, you know. Who knows? That's not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana! So, that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
I It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It's only a situation you dreamed was possible. ... The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me! So, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. ... My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask you for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? Why did you move the body? Why did you plant the knife, I suppose? But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright, even you should be able to figure it out. ... Very well. Let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Okay, so... okay, then sure. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. So you rearranged a crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide the fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying! She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened! In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright! My sister's lying! Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists that she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone! I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction.
I don't know about that. Maybe she won't.
Alright, so let's see. Can I change that one evidence to the other one by any chance? Then you move the body. Oh no, what are you thinking, Lana? Don't be ridiculous here. Why'd you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was. By Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. I broke out the tip of Dark's knife, and then my only... Okay, so I got rid of the other one then. Alright, so I've seen things like this before. It's kind of sucks they don't have both of them there, but it is what it is. Alright. The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Why is that? Pieces of the jar, you mean... Yes. That wretched jar Mr. Wright showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I thought it would be more expedient... whatever, to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Yeah, that happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. ... Dot dot dot! What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed, but I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. So how do I prove that, then? Hold on, let me press this one more time just to make sure nothing got added on to this. Or like, oh, I have to press it after that statement or something like that. I don't know, you never know sometimes. Alright, so that's probably what got added on there. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence, broke up the tip jar knife, planted the bone, and then moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Pause. The 10-second pause. Oh, really now? But I'm actually a little bit confused though. Found chief, but what? Evidence for something, but what? What is this evidence though? I'm not even sure what this is still, actually. This isn't a piece of the jar, is it? No, it couldn't be. Could it? No, it's cloth. What the heck? No, yeah, of course it's not freaking part of the jar. Or was it supposed to be at the bottom of the jar? I wonder. Piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. I wonder. Would it really threaten your plan? I wonder. Rubber glove? No. Does this have anything to do with anything? I mean, seriously. Explains the two rules of evidence law. I don't see why this would be related anyway. Unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case in trial. So, could that maybe I don't freaking know her. I'm so confused here. Should I present the jar? Should I present the cloth? Should I present something else? I should probably present something to this. I did press this, right? Good lord, if I didn't do that, that would be terrible, of course. Look at the crime scene, it'd be very clear, of course. Yeah, maybe it would be. Who knows? I don't know. Hey, can you fast forward this a little bit faster? That'd be great. I would love that. There must be a contradiction somewhere. Yeah, there probably is. So, anyway. Piece of the jar, shattered in the events, threatened my plan. So, would this strip of cloth by any chance be inside the jar? Because that's the thing that makes me wonder. Because that was in the safe with the jar fragment. So, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to give it a shot. No. Well, I don't know. I figure I have to come up with something here. It's clearly faulty, Your Honor. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but I can't see anything faulty. Will you shut up, Judge? I don't want to hear this from you. I don't want to hear this from you. So keep presenting evidence left and right until we get it right, right? Of course. I don't know. Piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan, if you say so. If you say so. What exactly got threatened, though? We don't know what got threatened. Maybe the jar itself is what threatened it. I guess so, apparently. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. Ah! In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar. Yeah, I know I'm making stupid sounds on that now. I don't know, I feel it's like I forgot how to make a better sound on that or something. I just reduced stupid sounds now or something. I don't know. It must not yet have been broken before he died. Ah. That's a good point, actually. Didn't think about that, to be honest. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. ... Witness testimony. Jar and the message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces in the jar, but it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
If you're sure about that.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces in the jar. Are you sure about that? I'm not sure I'm convinced. I'm really not sure I'm convinced. You might just be lying about every single statement in your testimony. What if that was a thing? What if every single thing in their testimony was a lie? What if everything was a contradiction?
That'd be interesting, I think, anyway. I mean, there was a blood trace in the jar.
So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case, but not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. ... What else could I have done in that situation? Lana! I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. No, you didn't. Oh wait, okay, whatever, sure. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. The detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry my bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene. Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. ... I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. But what could that be? What could that be, everyone? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any clues? I wonder. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Though it might be something relating to that missing piece. She didn't really have it, did she? Or maybe she did, because Gant had it, so I don't know. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were so large, I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Alright. So then? If that's the case, but that's the thing though, you didn't really wipe it clean though, very well anyway. Be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Huh. So then, what do I do to prove that the jar, the pot thing, What do I do to prove that they should not get them all? I wonder. I do wonder. It could be anything, really. Again, could the cloth have been inside the jar? I don't know. That's not really proof enough. I'm sure I got them all. Or did you? Wait. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Be safe, I wiped away the blood. Okay, congratulations. It was dark in the room. I didn't have time to check it out. I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused here. If I'm too large, I'm sure I got them all. Like, present the jar again? I mean, excuse me. How many times do I have to present the jar if that is the case, though? I wonder. I guess I gotta keep presenting the jar, apparently. It's just the magic evidence here. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. And the only reason I'm second-guessing myself is just because the jar has been used as evidence way too many times. It's like, well, can we keep using this more, please? I mean, seriously now. Truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, yet let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my... he wears dentures? No!
Have you forgotten, Your Honor?
Don't interrupt this, Edward. That's not cool. I wanted to keep reading that. I didn't even know he had dentures. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who has dentures, though.
When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that. I wish there was, like, is there, like, some way I could, like, check a dialogue log or something? Like in Fire Emblem Awakening or something. Like, you press, I think it's the R button or something. You can see the recent history of what everyone was talking about. So you can see back, like, 15 lines or something like that. 15 lines of dialogue or something like that. I don't know. I doubt you can do that in this game, but I mean, is there? I wonder. I don't know. I'm guessing not, though. It'd be kind of neat if there was, though, because I'd like to go back to that denture line, to be honest. Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he... The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? ... Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Phoenix, I think it's supposed to be your job. No! What? The judge just have a breakdown randomly? That doesn't make any sense. Wait. I'm not... Are you freaking... Come on! I thought that was just... I didn't realize... Okay. Alright, so he was just having his own simulated breakdown right there. That's stupid. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar.
Hey, Judge, you got a confession to make by any chance?
He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question. What is this action called?
Fabrication. But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And here is the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the Chief's puppet.
Ow! No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. ... Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. ... This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. ... Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time. Like, really the final time? Witness testimony, actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Maybe? Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. ... Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Oh, Phoenix. Yeah, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand the truth behind this. Of course, I can't really check that in details, but yeah, it is what it is. So anyway. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Like right here, perhaps. Check. Oh, I see. Okay, now they're gonna let me check it. That's cool, I guess. So then, everyone, let's zoom in on this little chicken monster thing. What is this thing? Jeez. Quite crazy now, isn't it? Examine, I guess. Whatever. Let's do it. Oh, dear. Oh, my. Hey, there's a picture here. Jeez. Brutal, man. Brutal. Oh, my. This is the actual crime scene. No wonder detectives saw the crime scene like this. That's because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged the scene. Lana's picture inserted in the court record. Gasp! Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest? Could that be... That piece cut out... Oh, I see. I see. So much evidence. Yes. I should have went left here when I know that. So yeah. That explains a lot now, doesn't it? The crime scene photo from the case 2 years ago. Taken... Check for details. Yeah, alright. Well, anyway, hey, duplicate pictures side by side. Oh my gosh, everyone. This is a paradox now. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't make copies of this, or did they? The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this? It's a handprint! That cloth! It had fingerprints on it! Whose ever fingerprints those were? must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints. They're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Excuse me.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Cross-examination. Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on... Oh. Okay, then... Gant! Okay. Come now, Audrey. Alright, plot twist. Cliffhanger time. Oh, dear. This is... I think this is about as appropriate a time as ever. Seriously, though. I was like, oh, alright. Like... I did a thing, and then... hold it! It's like, oh, shoot. Gosh, dang. This case has thrown me for a loop. Again! Gant, I thought you went to go eat lunch. Why are you still here? Or didn't you leave? Are you lying? He's lying, everyone. He's lying. We all know it, too. Alright, whatever. That's the cliffhanger, everyone. Next time, we solve our cliffhanger. And that's going to be final. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.